6 months ago, I made a video on 3D AI models, but to be honest, they weren't that good. However, Huan 3D 2.0 just dropped, and it's insane. You can import multiple angles of the same subject so that it's super high quality from all sides. You can customize the lighting and even add animations to your project. But most people don't know how to use this tool to its full potential. So in this video, I'll show you how to use it to generate any 3D asset you want with AI. And I'll even show you how to make entire 3D scenes with your subject, but more on that later. So for starters, you're going to want to get to this website, and it is in Chinese, so you can simply translate it to English. Next, we're going to just click on login and select mail as an option. And here you just fill out your mail and get a code to verify your mail. Once you sign in, you'll be greeted with this screen where you see Vincent 3D and Tusheng 3D on the left. Now, Vincent 3D is where you can basically write a prompt for any subject you want to generate. You see here we have different models, then styles, but we're not going to go with this because Tusheng 3D is a lot stronger. And so down here, as you can see, we have different generation types and we have multiple images or single image. So I just uploaded a single image of a man that we are going to use, just as an example. The generation type is going to be geometry plus texture, and we're just going to click on generate. It's going to take a few minutes to load. So here's our generation. Now let's drag and hold them to see what it looks like from behind, because last time the other 3D generation models, it wasn't good from all angles, but as you can see, this looks super high quality. The hands, face, and clothes are all extremely high quality. And down here we can also choose different styles like white mold or this albedo or just normal, which is this purple pink kind of style. But let's just choose texture for now. Now, as you can see, just up here we have automatic bone binding, which is basically where you can add animations, which I'll show you in a minute. And down here we have scene setup. So if you expand that, you can see that we can change the angle of the light, we can change the color, and we can change the intensity of the light. So as you can see, this is pretty cool already, and we're just getting started. So now I'm going to click on automatic bone binding, and here we have different action types that we can do with our 3D model: standing, stride, fall, jump, kick, etc. If we enable show skeleton, you can see that it automatically detected the skeleton of our 3D model, and if you apply one of these actions, it will then generate an animation for our subject. However, because our subject had his hands next to his body, it did not turn out great, as you can see. So let me show you what it looks like on a well-produced 3D model. So I'm going to go back to the main home page and select this green Hulk avatar here, and just simply click generate now. So as you can see, this time he doesn't have his hands attached to his body. So when we click on automatic bone binding, it will actually detect his hands a lot better. So we can show the skeleton, and now if we apply one of the actions, let's say walk, as you can see, it looks a lot better. So let's try kick, because this is a more advanced animation, and as you can see, this is super high quality and it works so well. But now I'm going to show you the most important thing you need to understand about these models. It's the actual generation of them, because as you've seen in the first model, we couldn't do much with it because of the generation. So I'm going to open up florafauna.ai. I made an entire video on this website, by the way, if you want to watch that. So I won't go into detail, but basically we have an image and we can use these branches to generate multiple angles or styles or whatever you want from that image. So if I take this ninja, upload it, and generate a 3D subject, you can see that the back of the subject isn't good because it didn't generate the second sword. It kind of cut off. So let me show you how to fix that. We're simply going to go back to Florafauna AI. By the way, I'm not sponsored by any of these websites. And we're going to click and hold on the plus sign on the right and let go. And this will let us to basically create 3 different boxes that understand the context of the box that they are connected to. And with this new box, we can create a text, image, or video. So we're going to create image, and we're going to prompt it to say, turn ninja 180 degrees. So it's basically going to just turn him around, right? We're going to do the same thing and turn him around 90 degrees. And here you see we have 3 different angles of the same image, and the one of his back has 2 different swords because the image model understands this a lot better than the texture model does. So now you can simply click on the 3 dots and download the images, and going back into our 3D website, we can now select multiple images. And as you can see, we have a front view, rear view, left view, and right view. The front view is the only one that you need to import. That's why I only generated his right side. So I'm going to upload the front view, the rear view, and the right view. You can also upload left view if you have some specific detail that you want to showcase, but we don't need to do that in this case. So now with all of our images in place, we're using the 3D V2.5 model, and we're going to generate the geometry and texture. Click on generate, let it load, and here we have our subject with the 2 swords behind it. Now let's import our subject into After Effects and create a 3D scene to showcase the amount of stuff and editing effects that you can do with these 3D models. Because if you actually watch this video till the end, you will open up an entire new opportunity for yourself as a video editor to make much higher quality animations with basically very little upfront cost. So once you're happy with your project, simply select the GLB file up here and then click on the download button. Once you download it, you can import it into After Effects and it'll pop up like so. The first thing we'll do is on the right, just over here, you can see I'm changing to 2 views. So now we have a top-down view and a front-facing view for our subject. So then we're going to right-click into empty space and create a new solid layer. We're going to use this as the floor and simply change that to a 3D layer, open up transform effects, and let's just change the rotation to 90. Then reposition that down the bottom so that we have a floor for our subject, and let's just scale it up so that we don't see the edges. Now what we can do is create another solid layer, and this is going to be the wall for the background. Once again, create a 3D and just position that behind him. And because we have a top-down view, we can kind of see the floor and the wall and get a better perspective on where they are in the scene. So I'll position it right here and scale it up. So now we're going to go back into one view, and as you can see, I'm going to select my subject and just showcase that we can basically do whatever we want to our 3D model now. But in order to do so, if you do want to add any effects onto a GLB file, you got to create a new adjustment layer and then parent the track matte to our GLB file. Now just toggle the visibility icon to make sure it appears. And now let's add something like tree tone. And I just want to show you that that's how you actually add these effects onto a GLB file. Otherwise, you can't add any effects onto your GLB file, but the adjustment layer works great. Now over here, this button, alpha matte selected, you can see it makes a big difference in the colors of the tree tone, right? Basically, the alpha matte uses the transparency of the matte layer to reveal the layer below, and luma matte uses the brightness to reveal the layer. So now we can toggle between the two if you want to kind of get a feel for which one you want to use for your specific use case. But as you can see, luma matte just showcases more of our subject, so we're going to go with that. Here we can customize anything like the colors, highlights, midtones, shadows, you get the point. We can also add a deep glow effect onto this, which wouldn't be possible if you just tried to add it onto the GLB file. I mean, I used to render these as transparent videos, but this adjustment layer trick works really great. As you can see, we have a deep glow effect on our subject now. And look, there's a lot more effects that you can add. You can add a wave warp effect, for example. However, the problem with this is that it doesn't work as it should. And I'll show you that in just a second when we change the track matte. But if we add a wave warp like this and we change it around, you can see that it adds some sort of texture to our subject. You know, a good use case for this would be, for example, adding rain or water droplets on him if he's standing in the rain or whatever. And there's a bunch more customizations. But now here, as you can see, we have an outline of our subject and we have the wave warp effect, which only works inside of the outline. So if you have a problem like this, what you could do is render this GLB as a transparent video, meaning you would want to position your subject where you want him to be and basically complete the scene, but at the very end, render him as a transparent layer and then use that MP4 as a video to add the wave warp effect onto. Because as you can see, the wave warp effect doesn't leave the outline of our image. Okay, but now let's actually add some lighting to our guy. So right click, new light, and let's create a red spotlight. Now you can barely see him right now, but that's not a problem. I'll show you how to actually correct this lighting and how to make really good lighting in just a second. But again, this is just insane that we generated this image with AI, turned it into a 3D model, imported it into After Effects, and with just a few small tweaks, we have this amazing 3D scene already. If we change the spotlight to white, you can see a bit more detail, but this is still not the lighting I want to show you. For this subject, we're going to select the point light instead of spotlight. And as you can see, you have a lot more detail and reflections with this point light. So now if we change it to red, for example, place the light behind him and create an environment light, obviously the whole image just lights up. But if we turn down the intensity of the environment light, you can see that we can get some sort of details from the point light. So now what I've done is disabled the background, and with the environment light and the point light, we can start to see a lot more detail with the red point light. So if you position it, let's say around here, you can see our whole subject is now lit up in a much crisper and higher quality now with a slight environment light and a red point light. I mean, I can just think of so many different effects that you can do simply by rotating the light around him. And there's still so much stuff I want to show you. So now I'm going to import an image and I'm going to turn on cast shadows on the environment light. Now here's when you can actually start to see the depth in your image, such as the shadow bouncing off the floor and the wall. Okay, so now with the file that I just uploaded, we're going to go to environment light, go to light options and select the source to that file. So now whatever file you chose, it will basically take that as inspiration or as context for creating your light source. So now as you can see, we have a cool nighttime shot and we can of course play around with the lighting angles and stuff like that. Now, if you want more details with your shadows, because these shadows are really amazing quality, what we can do is duplicate the white solids, open up the settings and go into material options and then accept shadows only. So now as you can see, what that did is it duplicated our floor and our wall and it only turned on the shadows, meaning it basically doubled the opacity of just the shadows. So now we have much more details and they're much darker. But I'm not going to create any effects with this video. I just want to show you like the possibilities that you can do in these 3D scenes. If you do want an in-detailed video on creating like a super cool effect with these 3D objects, just leave a comment 3D objects or just subscribe to the channel and I'll be sure to create that. Let's create a new camera. It's going to be a 2-node camera and I just want to show you real quick that we can actually zoom in and out of our subject. There's no problem. And this 3D model just showcases how far we've come in the AI space. I know I said it a few times, but this is just pretty exciting for me. You don't even need to learn Blender anymore. You can literally just do all of this in After Effects. And as someone who doesn't really know Blender that well, this is absolutely going to be a game changer for me, generating all these assets and having all this customizability over your subject. That's why I wanted to make this video, to show you the possibilities of this, because there's so much you can do. What I want to show you now is perhaps my favorite effect out of them all. And that's going to be creating your own light source, meaning we can attach a light source to any object or any shape. So we're going to create a new solid solid now, and we're going to make this red because we want to make our own red sun to kind of match the theme that we have going on here. And we're going to click on the circle, create a mask out of this red shape, and give it a bit of a feather. So now what we can do is turn that into a 3D object so that it's a part of our 3D scene, position that where we want it, and now we can create a new light, make it a point light, and make it red, and then we can select the point light and just parent it to the solid shape that we just made. To visualize this further, I'm going to disable the wall in the background, select the red light, and now as you can see there's already a bit of a tint, but if we move it around you can see that our shape is now acting like a light. However, it's casting a shadow, and if you don't want that, we're just going to click on cast shadows off just for the sun so that it doesn't cast any shadows. Let's increase the intensity so that you can see it a bit better, and if we change the position of this, you can see we have basically like this red sun that we just imported into our 3D After Effects scene, and it honestly looks amazing. Okay, now I'm going to enable the white solid layers in the background again, and this time we're going to enable the point light to the environment light so that now if we move that point light you can see a much more drastic effect. We still get that point light effect, but now the rest of the scene kind of changes a lot more drastically with it. But look, I could talk about this subject all day, which is basically what I do in the Emma Bootcamp. If you made it this far, I do highly suggest you at least check out the video that I have linked down below. But to summarize what this is, it's basically a place for any video editor who wants to make more money video editing. We have like a 50-minute course on how I actually land the top 1% clients and how I got 500 million views on YouTube. You get lessons on portfolios, you get all of my outreach scripts, interview scripts, and some of the secret tricks I use. And of course, if you had any troubles or you didn't understand anything, I break down every single step in the Emma Bootcamp for After Effects fundamentals, Premiere Pro fundamentals. You also get all my editing assets, and these actually have action projects for you to complete with all the assets and videos for you ready to go, because that's how you actually learn, is by doing, not just watching these videos. So I suggest even what we just learned today, go ahead and try out this tool, download it, import it into After Effects, try out the lighting, try out the tools. This is how you're going to learn a lot faster. And if you do have any questions, you can just ping me in the chat or ask me on our weekly call. I hope to see you inside the Emma Bootcamp. If you're curious, you can just click down here onto this link. But if not, all I ask is subscribe if you enjoyed. And if you want to see how I created this effect that's on screen right now, just check out my most recent video called Video Editing for VideoCube Behind the Scenes.